4. Why is it showing 4 is active? Oh, yeah, it has 4 highlighted.
Yeah, I don't know. But it's not active now. Okay. Check.
Bowman.
Nice.
Hey.
I think we in there.
We in there. We are here.
Yes.
Live. Another incredible episode. We have a special guest. I was just telling you, me and my pops and my sisters used to be at home in the crib cheering for you.
Thank you so much.
Like, it was so crazy to see you just go through, and you were so young then, and go through that phase of like battling people, and like you were superior then. It was like, I was excited to just see like, where is she gonna go? What is this going to turn into? Because it's seldom, your talent is just like, it's seldom you come across a talent that make you sit on the edge of your seat. Like, what am I hearing? You feel me? So man, we're excited to have you here, and to the fact that you're in Vallejo, California is absolutely incredible. Man, we just want to get into it. Like, please intro yourself just so the world knows.
Okay. Well, I'm Leah JENEA. I'm from Newark, New Jersey. Okay, the big bricks. I love music. My genre is called hip hop soul. I've been singing and recording, rhyming, all that kind of stuff ever since I could remember. And yeah, that's me pretty much. Now I'm 24. I have a beautiful son, and I'm just still grinding it out. So that's
Fire.
Man, what was the journey like? After that show, did it come with like a recording contract or a deal?
So not directly like from the show. Like other people were trying to, give me one, of course. But unless you like won the show, then you didn't really get a deal out of that, which was fine. Some shows do that because I also like did The Voice when I was about 15, and certain shows, So I did The Voice when I was 15, and I didn't get on then because, I have a very significant tone, like, unique tone. And people, when I was getting vocal training there with the coaches there, they were just like, can you sing it like, just like straight? Like, so I was like, so not like in my tone basically. And it kind of jacked me up a little bit. And then they kind of were like, we hear like you have like your own thing there, but it's like you're masking it up or something. So my mom was so upset from that. Like, of course, so I was. So from there, I was like, I'm never, going to change my tone or sound or anything, regardless. And then from there, I went on tour with my brother. He was in a musical that went on tour for 9 months. So yeah, we were there. I was like doing freestyles in the hotel. Like my mom took us all with her, and I was doing freestyles from the hotel, trying to just get my engagement up and stuff. And by the time I came home, I almost had like 10K on Instagram, like organically. My Facebook was doing good. YouTube was going good. So I just kept grinding it out. In this time I was in high school. And I would just be in high school, like really just thinking about still doing music, going to sessions and stuff afterwards. Cause I was like actively, getting booked even before the show. And I would have my weekend performances, my studio after school. Like, I was just already grinding it out. And it's so funny because I always say when you're like young, you manifest the best. Like I literally was just doing all the things that I wanted to do and to align me to that place, but I wasn't even being conscious about it. Like I had things written on my wall about everything that I did. Wow. But I just wasn't like, it just seemed like what I should do. My grandma used to always just tell me if you want something, you just walk to it. You focus on that one thing. Like she's really big on that. She's like, do something, you focus on that one thing. So that's kind of what, but I didn't even realize what I was doing. And then when I was about 17, I did, what's that? The Apollo. I won 3 times.
In New York?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, you just been active.
Yes. And then after that, that's when like a friend of mine from the Apollo had knew someone that that worked with the 4 or whatever was trying to get more artists. And that's kind of like how it came about.
Damn.
And I was supposed to be on more episodes, but I was like, I want to go to my prom. Like, I still want to do my regular stuff. So, like, I went to my prom and stuff. Then I went back, and I was on those last 3 episodes.
Wow.
Damn. That's a crazy story.
A journey.
Yeah, that's literally, and like,
Damn.
from then it just
You're destined for this path.
Mm-hmm.
definitely took
Yeah.
some little swervies, but we're still there.
Right?
You're
when you're
destined
destined
for
for
this
it, you
path.
can't, you can
Yeah.
never stray too far from
Never,
it. You're always
like,
going to be
yeah.
pulled back.
Especially with the mommy thing. Sometimes I'd be like, I need to like focus on something that's like consistent. So, you know, I'm making bread for him and stuff like that. And I really be trying to put the music like kind of to the back of my head. And then something would just happen. It's like, we need you here, or you need to do this, or something like that. And I'm like,
Right?
I
Because
just
it's meant
can't
for
run.
you.
And the music is going to be what changes everything.
yeah, that's what I matching tattoo.
You heard
That's what
what
you
yours say?
Mine is 973 on
Okay, come on. Yeah. I got these when I was like in high school, like right out of high school.
Tell the
That's
people what
pretty good.
what it says.
there. It says,
My hand say living legend.
mm-hmm.
And I got it right out of high school, not knowing what I would be, but I just had the confidence that I would be,
Yes.
you know, one day. I remember after I first got them, I had went to dinner with my parents and like my hands was up on the table and they seen they like, you got your hands. And you know, like then
Early
like if you
on,
get
yeah.
hand or face tats, it's like you kind of writing yourself out of a job, you know?
Mhm.
But I knew I didn't want a job then. And I remember getting this and just being like, every day I used to just look in the mirror and kind of put them up and be like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and it's a great reminder some days when I forget. It's funny because lately I've been forgetting to look at my hands. And this is the first time I've looked in a while of like, damn,
Damn.
crazy.
Manifested.
Yeah. Really, when you're young, you just, I could do
You don't
that.
have rules.
Like, what?
Right. You're
You
not
don't
afraid.
have rules.
Yeah.
You're delusional when you're young, but
Mhm.
that delusion allows you to thrive so much because
Yeah.
there's not really nothing you can't do. It's like you
Yes.
like, I'm gonna pick up a camera.
Yeah.
Because once you get to a certain age, everything feels like it comes with risk.
Mhm.
But when you're young, you don't assess no risk. You'll go do the
Right.
craziest shit
You
and
don't
not
really
even
got
there's
nothing
no
to lose.
repercussion.
Yeah.
Like people always ask me, they'd be like, "Oh, like you were nervous to get on like the first episode." I was like, I was just excited to be there. I was excited I got to
Right.
go on because there was there are people they'll just have people like just in case kind of thing. It's so sad, but you can be there hours, get dressed, everything, and never see the stage.
And you know what seemed really
Damn.
cool about your
Yeah.
performances then is you were one of the few that didn't seem like not that you weren't taking it serious, but you seemed like you were more just excited. It was like
Yeah,
exuberance. It's like,
Mhm.
wow, you enjoy this. It's not I'm trying to take your head off in competition thing. It was just
Yeah.
like, man, I'm happy that I'm here.
Even when I got that energy, like it was just hard to because I'm like, I'm here, like I don't care. Even if I did get kicked off today, like it was some great performances that
Wow.
went against me for sure. Like
Yeah.
I never denied that, but I know energy over anything. That's what I'm big on now too. Just like
Mhm.
when I'm trying to work with people now, stuff like that, because I'm independent. So things been taking me a little longer because I rather, you know, really assess and make sure I'm in a good space before I do anything now. Like I've been through a little too much
Yeah.
with that stuff. So,
Yeah. Especially with your kind of talent, it's like, I'm sure it's been constant of people like trying to get, right? I could do this for you. And it's like, when you're as talented as you are, it seems like you meet more of the bad because everybody is after you. Like
Yeah.
when your talent is a little bit more like, well, I'm not sure. It's like somebody really has to believe to be
Yeah.
able to reach out.
Exactly.
And how has that been for you, like your experience with the business? Because I know after shows and moments when you blow up, everyone kind of wants a piece and wants to help amplify or whatever. And I noticed like on your profile, you don't have a ton of original music out.
No, so I it's a story.
What you can share,
yeah.
whatever you feel comfortable disclosing.
Yeah, but I was signed right out of right out of being on the show and everything. Probably about like 6 months after. I didn't really assess anything. I was working with some people that I trusted at the time. And so it was just like, okay, you should just sign, with them. they were kind of scouting labels, stuff like that. But they were trying to scout their whole kind of camp that they were trying to like push. So they would go to the table and be like, well, we have this whole camp and Leah's in it. So what's up? And they're like, no, like we just want her. So they kind of convinced me that kind of no label kind of was checking for me up until this one specific kind of like indie label, which wasn't true. I found out later from different A&Rs and stuff like,
everyone wanted you.
Yeah. So they convinced me that, and we signed with this group that was not versed in R&B or soul music or anything like that at all. I was getting back my cover videos with no audio, taking like having video shoots done, and like you see the like videographer in the corner, like just crazy.
That's hella funny.
Just crazy stuff. And then like I'm young, but I've been doing it for a while, so like I have expectations, you know? And I was getting mad, like, or frustrated. I think a big thing too, like being a woman, you know, in the industry, I'm serious about my stuff, and like I'm not trying to appease or everyone or anything like that. I'm trying to get to work. Yeah, and that makes a lot of people uncomfortable. Genuinely, like they expect us to come in with this, like, oh, I'm here to like please you and get my music done. I'm just here to get my music done.
Right.
So that I struggle with, but yeah, I would get really frustrated, and I would have something to say about it. And the people I was working with, they're essentially artists, so they had went away for on a tour for a while, and me and one of their lead producers sat and made a whole album throughout the summer while they were gone. Super dope, like kind of all the sounds now, like that's going on now. I kind of was like on already
early
as far as R&B. I don't want to like name names to be like, oh, you like, because of course they didn't know what I was doing, but like even vibes like Lucky Day vibes, like that Ariel Lennox, like that whole sound, I was already on it. So, and it was original stuff, my writing. Like, shout out to Bay Rose. That's my writing girlies that I work with since I was young. They like, other than them, nah, it's all my pen and his writing. And so when they came back from the tour, one of the guys, he's like a producer, and he sat me down. He gave me one of the beats like from a song from back in the day that he already did with nothing new at all. Like, but then also was just like, yeah, we kind of got to wipe all the stuff that you made and like start from scratch because we're not really on it. It was just me and the guy. That guy that worked on me with it, he didn't vouch really for anything. He's just like, if that's what that guy says, that's what it is, kind of thing. Damn. So me, again, I've always been, I'm from the break. Like, people get it a little big. So I'm always ready. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, screw it. I'm going to just go and still, have my meeting. Because that was the time. It was the time to sit down and see if I was going to sign again, too. All around the same time. And they telling me I got to wipe all my stuff. I was like, nah. So when I sat with the executive and stuff, he's like, I've been trying to get with you to do music too. And they kind of just got you so blocked off. So he was like, I love all of this stuff, but like, I don't know how they're going to go about it. And whenever they had whatever talks they had, it was just like, we're good. We're good. So I was like, I'm good too. Trust me. Right. Like, I don't want another, 90 days or whatever it was of this. Like, it was very stressful. So that's kind of how it went. And then I dropped my first original independent video. The song is called Balance, with my writing team on it. It was a nice little R&B bop. But that's how it went. And from there I've been independent. Hair, makeup, shoots, anything like that I need. Is me and my family just grinding it out. And
wow. What a hindrance.
Yeah. And it also hurt me like musically. It really did. Because I'm like, if I can do a whole project and it not mean anything, why am I so worried about like dropping so consistently and everything? Like, I was making music. I even still make music. And I'm just like, yeah, it's good. It's like half of it done or something like that. Or just like not a mix. I'm like, what? Like, and I had to like sit down and ask myself, why am I treating it like that? Because I know like, that's my baby. But I'm like, if you can do a whole project and it not mean anything to you, like mean anything to anyone and never see the light of day, like you're just bumping it in your crib, it's like, what does all this mean? Like, what does it even matter for? So I'm kind of getting myself out of that process now. Been like, after all that time, like it took that time. I dropped an EP in between called Crooked Love Story. Shout out my main producer, Turn Up Toby. That's my guy. Right after like the whole situation, it was like 2019. And I met him basically at a party, and he pressed me. Like he hit me up
What
on
are
email.
you doing?
He's sending me
Right.
stuff, and like he sent me like 3 beats, and I literally wrote all 3 of them that day.
Damn.
Come
I was
on.
like, damn, like yeah, you're my guy. So ever since then, it's been me and Toby. We did Crooked Love Story. I just dropped a single called the I Love You song.
I was just looking at that.
Yeah. So a couple things, but definitely like more of a spiritual mental block than anything that like I'm working through as far as just like with the music. Yeah.
You gotta I notice a trend when people go through like those. That shit's so disheartening.
Yeah.
It be making me,
It
it be upsetting me because it be like, bro, niggas always do it to the ones that are like go. But of course, it's like when you got a golden egg, some niggas are so they refuse to share it with the world and be like, you know, and let it become what it's supposed to become. And it's so disheartening because if a nigga did it to them, they be disappointed and upset.
And probably have. That's the thing.
Right.
Probably been played out, you know what I'm saying? Have been, and still could do that to me.
Did they give you an advance for that deal, or it was just like, okay.
Advance my first little 10K. I was so lit.
No.
Hey.
No.
When it first happens, you think it's a lot.
Like,
so yeah,
that's 10K, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For 90 days. I made that spread. Like one thing about money, stuff like that. Like I was gigging and stuff in between, but I think I got that 2019. I saw the end of that, like around the pandemic, when the pandemic came out.
Made it spread.
Yeah. Like when I was ready to like move someplace, that was like the last like chunk I was using type of thing. So I made it spread, but
do you still love it?
Oh, of course. Like even just yesterday, I was like, because I have some quiet time, you know, I was bumping some beats and writing and stuff like that. And I was just like, damn, like, you know, I love this. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's all the extra stuff. Like once you start getting into the algorithms and the this and that, that's where you lose me. Like like I know it's important to know, but I'm like I've been kind of pressed so much about that stuff like early from being in the labels and stuff that I just want to create like and put it out.
And you know, you can do that because at the basis of all the algorithms and all the numbers is someone creating and putting it out. And if you just do that part, everything else will wean itself out the way.
Exactly.
You feel me? That opens the door for so much to exist, and then you can handle it as it comes. But to start, like, I think to get the engine back rolling, I encourage every artist is like create and put it out. I don't care if it's just getting 10 views to start. Like you have to put gas in this vehicle and then it starts rolling and then you get, you know, but it's like if you're never even putting the gas in the vehicle for it to go, like you had to put gas in the car even while it's just parked, you know, because it won't even crank up.
Right.
You feel me? Right. So it's like the algorithm has no effect until you actually put something out there into the world consistently and just being like, I'm here. Yeah. You know, I had an analogy the other day of like, we're all in the house, you know, when you're younger and everybody in the house, but you would be in your room all day and you walk out and niggas like, we forgot you was at home. Yeah. That's how this is with music. It's like, damn, we forgot you was home. Mm-hmm. But when you putting your shit out and your music bumping and people, we like, oh yeah, she in her room doing her thing. We know she here. And then you come in the living room and it's like, oh yeah, you know. But you have to get that flow started and cycled, especially someone like you that has such a superb talent because you're
gonna peak through. You're
gonna peak immediately.
Right through.
You know, like one of my friends, Shantae, that I found really early, her first thing we did together went. And I knew it would go because it was like no one else could do what you do. Mm-hmm. So it's like you break the 10,000 shot theory because you took them all early. So when it comes present, I guarantee you Now, if you were to make 25 dope pieces of content, by your 5th one, you're going to start seeing crazy.
Yeah.
And by your 10th and your 15th and 20th, but you just have to get started with that one. And we're going to help with that.
Yeah.
Which is going to be really dope. But it's like,
you already have so many people that are rooting for you too.
Man.
Like it might feel like you're starting
trying
from
to get to see them all. You know what I'm saying? That messes me up
You're not starting from ground zero though.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of people, even though you've been in the house all day, who are in the living room who know you live there.
Yeah.
Who are like, damn, I wonder when she finna come out that room.
it's 2025.
And we still
and
are
I was still looking. I'm like, where is she?
Oh God. We was
You
watching
feel
your
me?
YouTube video from the 4, like, cause me and him had both. I was like, you know Leah? And he was like, hell yeah, I know Leah. And we was like, we gotta get her here. And we rewatched it and we was just like, your talent still that's an old video.
Yeah.
And it still hits the same today because you're that talented.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that so
Man,
much.
and sometimes the universe gives you these experiences like sometimes the universe puts you in a cage for a bit so you could appreciate your ability to fly.
Yeah, it's true.
Right? And it's like you're in a position now where you get to fly. And it's very pertinent that you use those wings, like finish those things. You can't sit on the music and hold it. You really have
I told
to
myself this year, no more. Like,
man, because what happens is like life is use it or lose it. It's like if I give you this thing, it's for you to utilize. That's what your gift is for, to give, like imagine if you just wrap a present and then just throw it in the trunk of the car, it's like, the goal is to give the gift.
That's why you feel like other people, like their style, like how you were saying Lucky Day and Ari, how you're like, dang, I was on that early and they broke off of it because you didn't put it in the world.
Yeah.
So it manifested through somebody else who was willing to. And that's all that is. And it's like
true.
that doesn't mean that it's not in you still.
Yeah,
it's still waiting to be manifested through you.
And I feel like in a whole like kind of new way.
Man, you're going to always be ahead of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's like your next thing will be a new thing that people aren't going to experience or hear. And it's like either you're going to manifest it or someone else will come and manifest it again, know? But it's like, this is your term. And we notice similar occurrence with people who end up here, because we don't call on everyone to come here because it's just like, we don't have the interest. But it's like, when you're here, because it's like, what's coming, but it's like, you still have to earn it. It's yours, but it's like, man, you got to go do the work. And the universe wants you to do the work. It wants you to show up. And like, this is the time for you to be able to change it and just say, okay, I'm going to just go all in. I'm going to finish every song I write and I'm going to lay them and I'm going to record them. And when I love them, I want to put them into the world without all the extra of what it's going to do algorithmically and all of that. None of that even matters, but just like putting it forth and putting it into the world.
Definitely.
Sharing it has to be the only thing that matters now.
Yeah, definitely. I'm like, I told myself that I was just in the studio, what was that? The day before yesterday. And I was like, no more. I mean, because I was listening to my stuff, like with my producer. And he was like, I have favorites of yours that aren't even out. And I'm just like, I'm sorry.
Right.
So, I'm definitely.
Man, and he, just as a partner who creates these things and works really hard on them, he deserves to see his art into the world as well, right?
And it's so crazy because, like, he's definitely going up now. Like, he's doing more Jersey Club and doing more stuff like that. And, like, I do blame myself. Like, I was telling him the other day, I was like, I blame myself for you, like, kind of falling off the R&B a little bit. Like, and he was like, nah, like, but I'm like, no, like, you know what I'm saying? That was our fuel. And it's like, other people doing it, it's a little bit more tough, you know what I'm saying? Especially in where we live, for like the R&B and stuff to like spark off. So he was just like, let's just, he just started getting on a Jersey Club vibe and stuff like that more. And that, is keeping him booked. But he just keep telling me, like, when are we like getting into this? Because it's been a minute, like, so I know for sure, like, it just, honestly, I feel like, being a mom, went through postpartum pretty badly, postpartum depression, and it's not talked about enough, it's taken too lightly, like, I totally was just out of myself, and my son is about to be 3, and I only feel normal again now.
Yeah.
So that all like, you know what I'm saying, came together. But I'm like, no, not this year. Like I see again too, that's the thing too. You see your people's making that moves. You know what I'm saying? You're happy for them and they're always down for you to be down too. But it's like, nah, I need to get back on my, you know, my wave, have something to invite y'all to and have y'all looking at.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's
Yeah.
that's where I'm at. But I don't know. I've been like, you know, when you feel like something's coming, so you're just kind of always on like a little edge. It's not a bad edge, but it's like, that's how I've been feeling lately. So
You're
let
open.
me see. Yeah. To anything. Like these
I love
days, I'd be like, you know, I want to go to school because I love doing hair, cosmetology. That's like my second love. But I'm like, I know as soon as I'm supposed to have these like consistent hours of doing something with music stuff's gonna come, and I'm not gonna be able to.
And every time you choose something over the music, you are telling the universe, I don't want that.
Yeah.
Like I had those moments of trying to go back to college and school and trying to let me just lean into work and I'm gonna just be a boss here. And it's like, bro, no, that's not it, you know? And it's like that will come, but you need to allocate it here because you have to tell the world like, this is what I want. And this is what I want solely.
Yeah.
As long as you split your time up, you just, say you have 10 hours in a day and it's like you want to use as many of these hours on your craft. But if you only put 1 into your craft and 5 here and 3 here and 2 here, you're going to get the return of the 1. Yeah. But if you put 8 here and 2 here, you're going to get the return of the 8.
If you put yourself on the same schedule that you're ready to commit to for school, for music, I guarantee you would see the same result. Like you would get that diploma through music.
That is so.
You might graduate early.
That is right.
You might graduate early.
It's very true. And it's sad that sometimes we feel like we have to be like locked into something like that in order to get results. I know what I need to do. You know, we be knowing,
just keep running from it.
So. A lot of it for me is like just cultivating that space from within myself again, and then, you know, sharing it outwards. That's just the big thing. But I'm like you said, I definitely feel open. Like it's like even if like, cause you know my son's dad calls, he's like, you know, the baby, he was crying. You know when he left the house, he was calling for you, and I'm just like, Mom, I'm just trying to get us out the trenches. I'm gonna see you on Monday. You know what I'm saying?
He's crying now, but he'll be smiling in a couple of years because of all that you guys get to do because you chose to go after it and change your life.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So that's how I've been thinking about it. That's another big thing. I breastfed him, so like I was super on that schedule for a while. So it was like I couldn't even be away. You know what I'm saying? And that caused a lot of medical, you know, things and stuff like that for me. So I've been like just figuring it out. Figuring it out.
Beautiful.
Going through things, But
and you're still in it.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty. That's the beauty of it. You still in it.
When I get on TikTok, I wake up in the morning. Sometimes I wake up to TikTok notifications literally being like, when are you going to drop something? When can I see it? And
they're like, you still use this?
Right.
Yes. And I'm like, I'll be there in a minute.
That's crazy that all this time, like, you still have people banging on your door like, we need you.
Yeah. And like, I'm grateful for the, you know, like a couple times I do drop or a great, you know, cover video or something. It can make like a great spark again for work and stuff like that. But I want that consistent, you know, thing again. Yeah. And I know that comes with, you know, the consistent. I think my biggest thing now is since I'm in such a different space from when I was younger, I'm like, what does content look like for me now? What does an environment for creating look like for me now? And that's what I've been building up to. Like even now, like my sessions and stuff like that, I'm like, how do I like that energy to be? Like, do I want a whole bunch of people? How I was, you know, sometimes I was in this small studio, about 5 or 6 people, you know, all working on things, stuff like that. I'm like, how did that energy, you know, make me feel? Like, so these are all the things that I'm working out and figuring out for myself as well. It's like, all brand
all
new.
of that you get on the job training from. Like you just get in the field of doing and you start figuring all those things out as it comes, you know.
Through the action.
Through the action. Through the action.
You have to
don't
be
even
doing.
have to think about it because it's gonna happen through the action.
So that's the thing. I've been like having them experiences of being like, oh yeah, I know that's not what I want. Or like, you know, that's not what I want to, you know, accept, or that's not what I. So I've definitely been having all last year was filled with that, like putting projects together and like having full plans out for them, and then this one can't, you know, this day or something like that as far as the content. And I'm just like, so then we start again, you know what I'm saying? We start back and try again. Like even the content piece that I have for the I Love You song on YouTube and everything, I dropped that in June. I was trying to get that done like with camera people and stuff like that since about like March. I'm trying to like be ahead of myself. Yeah. And then it's like, so that consistent like team and vibe is like, you know, a big thing. And then also just me staying in my creative space and whatever else, just keeping it out, you know.
Man, and you're going to cultivate a team that can create and do things at the pace you wish to do it as you do it. You know, it's just hard to get people, there that moves like that when you're not like putting out, you know, like if niggas like apples and every time we come to your store, it's only one apple there, we not coming to the store.
Can't even get what I want.
But if it's like, man, there's hella apples there, we're going to be pulling up and you're going to get those people there. Could I, really quick, could I swap you with your pops real fast? Because I got to get some of the pops.
That's good.
Yeah.
You can shoot these in 4K.
Good to see you.
Man,
I got a taller setup than she got over here.
How has this journey been for you? Like from when she was on TV early and then witnessing her go through the label situation and the business and then get to this point where we calling and we like, man, come out here. How has that flow been for you?
Nah, it's dope. It's been, you know, we've been working on Leah doing her music because she was so into it, you know, since she was about 9, you know. And we knew she had it in her, actually. She was 2. Wow. And she know the same thing with her son. She didn't even know words, but she was singing songs. You know, she used to be singing Shirley Murdoch, As We Lay, right? In the backseat of the car when we driving. And we like, she don't know what she talking about.
Right.
But she on key though, you know what I'm saying? And we used to kind of joke about it. And then she sang a song at Newark Symphony Hall when she was about 9 years old. And we say, yo, wow, she for real. She the real deal. I still got the video that I share sometime just to be like, look how little she was. It remind her, you know, how she used to, how she used to be, you know, on it. And like she said, she did things like The Voice. She was really upset after The Voice, but she wasn't disheartened, but she was she was upset. She you know, she didn't like the way that they kind of told her to change up what she was doing. Right. And even, who was it? Pharrell at the time and Blake Shelton. They said, Blake Shelton was trying to describe it. He was like, it's almost like a yodel. He was like, I never heard that type of thing before. And Pharrell was like, if I didn't turn around and see that you were 14, I would have definitely, you know, picked you. If I knew you were that young before I turned around, you know. So she was kind of upset that they had her change her style. So what we did to keep her in the spirit of competing, we took her to the Apollo. You know what I'm saying? So she could be like an amateur night child. Yeah. You know, she ended up
blowing it out the water
every time.
Like, you know, 3 times in a row. She went in there and did her thing. So we was like, okay, she the real deal for real. You know what I mean? And that was, and what's crazy is that the artist she talking about that she linked up with, she kind of linked up with them because of me, because I even had a relationship with them coming up. I was a writer as well, you know. An MC, I had music all on New York radio, Hot 97, Wendy Williams.
Let's
come on,
go.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I did. And these was the artists that was producing me at the time. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like, before she even got into all this stuff, when she was doing like the Apollo and The Voice and stuff, we was already working with them. Yeah. You know what I mean? So we was just trying to, I guess, keep it loyal, keep it authentic when she did the Voice, the 4. Because we were working with her, creating music with them leading up to
trying
her
to stick with the home team.
We was probably in the studio the day before she left. We had a project actually already done that they released after she got off the show. So it wasn't really like I wasn't gonna let nobody screw her over. But the thing was that once she got all the attention that she got, it seemed like they got nervous. You know what I'm saying? Like they panicked.
Yeah.
And these guys are professional athletes. You know them. Everybody know them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? These are big artists. Older, artists. Legacy artists now. They're not even really together no more. But
he giving us clues.
yeah,
Figure it out.
I don't care.
Yeah, I'm playing.
I don't care. You can look back and do the math and see who I used to work with, who I used to write for.
I know who it is.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And it's not really a secret. You know, they started their own label. It was L-Town Sluggers, the guys from Naughty by Nature. You know what I'm saying? Originally, that's who she was signed to. So KG was the producer. That was one of my first producers and mentors when I was younger. Along with Guru from Gangstar. Shout out to my big bro, Guru, man. He first person to put me on, some music that was I could see in a store. Back then, it wasn't online. It was I went to the store and seen it, my name on the shelf, and was like, "This is crazy." You know what I'm saying? So that was cool. So through all of these different things and battling and meeting people, I ended up working with these guys, and so it kind of felt like we were already working together. Now I had a situation that I could bring to the table. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yep. That we've been working on together anyway. So it ain't like they jumped on board after the show. You know what I mean? But one thing I didn't appreciate was just the way that later on down the line, we finding out from producers and even the owner of the label that we ended up signing with that, we've been trying to work with her. We be calling, we be sending beats. And it's like they don't want her to work with nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like I met some big dogs who told me the same thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? Shout out to Armadeus, one of the Puffy hitmen, you know what I mean? One of the hitmen from Bad Boy back in the day. He was like, yo, I be calling all the time. I be like sending beats, don't nobody ever get back. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, they trying to kind of hoard the talent, keep it for themselves. And that I didn't appreciate that. And then I didn't appreciate that when she voiced how she felt about the new music and the fact that they went on tour for about 9 months and came home and said, we're not gonna use this music because we don't got no production on it. So we gotta do some new stuff. Damn. Well, you ain't got no production on it because you was out doing your thing for 9 months. You know what I mean? She got this project, she feel a certain way about it. She want the label to hear it. Yeah. So they say, all right, well, let's set up a meeting for the label, let them hear it. He set up a meeting for the label. We go, they never showed up to the meetings. So the label was like, what's going on with the team, No. Wow. Like things, So, but then the guy who was sitting there listening to the music was like, yo, this shit hot. He's like, we don't care. If they don't want to be in, we'll buy them out. That's how they was talking. We're going to put it out anyway. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, make a long story short, we had a conversation about how things were. We told them, we wasn't feeling the situation. And then what really was the final straw was that same year, maybe 2020 and 2019, right in Newark, they had the Soul Train Awards. The MTV Video Awards. It was right downtown from us, 5 minutes from the house. And these jokers just happened to be producing the set because it was Queen Latifah. So she always calls KG to produce her stuff, be the MD of her live performances. So they happened to be doing that. And these jokers brought everybody in the studio. They brought the joker that sweep the floor. But they didn't bring Leah. Your main artist, right up the street from where she lives. Like that was some type of punishment or something. So really it was just kind of like, you know what? Y'all niggas fired. You know what I mean? That's it. We can't rock with y'all no more. I can't, anybody who would look at that type of opportunity and hold that back from her when it's even in your best interest to have her out there. You'll cut off your own nose to spite your face just to make a point. I said, I can't have you on the management team. You gotta get up out of here. You know what I mean? Throw the baby out with the bathwater or something stupid. I said, we can't have you in charge of the management team. You know what I mean? I said, it's impossible now with the work what you're going for. And that's just the way that went. But we still been grinding it out. It's just indie kind of, I guess it's a little more slow motion, a little more expensive. But really, it's just being active, man, and staying in love with the music. That's what
what's dope about indie is it's only slower without the infrastructure. Once you get that shit rolling and you get people around you, it's like I could come downstairs and go back upstairs and do, you feel me? And it's just like getting that infrastructure around it. And now it's like you learning them quirks. Like the dope thing about y'all situation is it wasn't meant to be, which is why it didn't happen, you know, because you could end up getting to a certain height with certain people and it's like, you know, like everyone's not ready for that. And she's really only certain jewelers could get a diamond and do what's right with it, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like I told him, I said, you raised a lot of thoroughbreds, you raise horses, you know what I mean? She a unicorn. You ain't know what to do with the unicorn. You know what I mean?
That's a bar.
So it was all good. You know what I mean? I said, I understand. You
Right.
raised thoroughbed racehorses. You brought out some great
Exactly.
artists. You brought out Jaheim, Next, Janae. You made Coffee Brown. You made some smash records, man. That's what you do. You raise thoroughbreds. I said, you never had a unicorn on your hands and you ain't know what to do with it.
And
So-
that's all it be. That's all it be.
Right.
And sometimes
fine.
instead of us being like human enough to be like, man, I don't know what to do with this. This is too special. You know, our pride doesn't allow us to make that decision. And it's beautiful that y'all stuck through it and hung it because
That's my
like
baby. You know what I'm saying?
this is coming.
That's
Right.
my firstborn. So,
Yeah.
you know, I ain't going nowhere. Even
Yeah.
if she try to get rid of me, she can't get rid of me. You know, and that's one thing she knows. You know what I mean? That she, no matter what, she got me. So we gonna rock out. You know what I'm saying? On anything, for any reason. You know, she always right to me. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
So I'm gonna rock with her, you know, anyway, and we gonna get her to where she going. And cause she still got it because she is her.
It's in her.
It's not like nothing
Right.
that
It's not on
anybody
her.
gave her. It's not fake. It's not nothing that you could take from her. I mean, I think she sounds better live than recordings. You know what I'm saying? Her thing is live performing.
We finna
A lot of
hear it
people can't do
tomorrow.
that. Yeah. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? A lot of people sound great on record, but when you see them rock live, you know, it's something else. She is exactly the opposite. You know what I mean?
Come on.
I prefer to hear her just sit there and sing for me. You know what I mean?
Incredible.
Like she's really dope live. So I think you can't take that from somebody and that's not something you could fake. And it's something that she's always gonna have, man. You could sing till you 80, 90.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
So you got time. And so I keep telling her how young she is. You know what I mean? When I was 24, 25, everything was the end of the world. Every
Right.
situation was the end of the world.
And she
You
started-
24?
Yeah. And she started so early. Like, you started so early, so you had all these experiences so early on. You feeling like, damn, I've been in this since forever. Yeah, and it's like, you 24.
She like
You younger than me.
From 9.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm 27. I thought I started
Crazy.
young.
She like a 16-year vet. You know what I mean?
Right.
She feel
Right.
like
You finna come into the game your rookie year as a veteran.
Right.
And niggas can't play. Like, you know, it's a different game that you able to play, man. I'm excited.
that's why I'm excited, man. Because I used to tell her about you. I used to say, yo, this kid got the MD blueprint.
Oh, you
I was
already
like,
knew.
This is what we need to be
knew.
doing. Yeah, I was telling her, I was like, yo, you gotta check this kid LaRussell.
So what was
he
it like
doing-
when she told you that he reached out?
I was like, I knew it. I knew it. It was just, I was like, I put it in the air already. You know what I'm saying? I already put it out there. It was just time. It was just a matter of time. So I was like, yo, I knew your path was gonna cross, yo. I said, in his independent mind frame and your talent, I was like, the thing that could do would be
Wow.
incredible. That would be absolutely ridiculous.
Let's go.
Let's go. Come on, Leah.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
My man.
Wow.
Good to see
Thank
you,
you.
man.
Man, we
Love it.
so grateful to have y'all here.
I love it. That's beautiful.
Wow.
How cool.
Got all warm.
Wow.
Oh, it's cold.
Man, how was that for you when we first tapped in?
I definitely was like, oh wow, especially because like I know it's funny because like we had touch bases like 2 years before that, and I was you know, I had just had my son and stuff, so I was just like a little in between. I don't even think I caught like the message, and then either I or you, I didn't even remember, like just came back around again, and I was just like, I'm excited, like especially since I know, you know, you're versed in doing it independently. It's not like the same, you know, experiences or the same, you know, kind of approach or whatever, you know, that I've had. So I really appreciated that, and I'm so grateful. Like I feel like a lot of times, especially when you have a kid, you just be like, all right, yeah, maybe it's just time to slow down, like
Yeah.
you know. But no, like my biggest thing be just like, you know, trying to be attentive everywhere. And I just know that something is gonna have to take a little like step back so that I could really get to, you know what I'm saying, where I need to be. But when it comes to like my son, I do not play. Like I do not play. So
Yeah.
I'm like the time that I'm not doing something, I have him. And then it's like, so it's those days where I don't have him, where I'm like going to sessions, having like now I teach vocal lessons, you know, to grind when I do have him.
Wow.
So I teach vocal lessons. I have about 3 consistent students
At
right
24.
Right.
Yeah.
At 24.
Yeah, and like just, you know, features, things like that. But like I'm definitely ready to like, you know, really cut through this year. Like,
Wow. This gonna be the year.
This is
You're
gonna
gonna
be
have
the
to
year.
spend some more time in the Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna
Wow.
have to get you here more often.
Yeah.
Usually like
At least quarterly or something, just so
Yeah.
you could come, get a bunch of work in, and then we put some stuff into the world. And
I would
you're
love
gonna
that,
have
honestly.
it's gonna be different by the end of the year if you make that commitment and you just get it done. And there's no achievement, accomplishment, or success that's worthy without sacrifice.
Yeah. Very true. I know it.
Wow.
And I even like, you know, I'm a spiritual person. I talk to God, and a lot of times I like it just be those little signs like you gotta get uncomfy, like whether that be where you living, where that be what you're doing, like you gotta get uncomfy. So here it is.
Wow. Another
This is good.
incredible episode of Free
Yeah.
Game. Leah, JENEA. We had the Empress tomorrow. We had the Empress
Yes.
tomorrow.
I'm excited for
I'm
you
so
to
excited.
experience our bass and for our bass to experience you.
Man,
I
with
could
the
already
choir and the
rap.
band, you finna go off. And what's dope is like our show is kind of like my life. Like it's not pre-planned. we don't have
all
no
freestyle.
set
I
or
won't
nothing.
lie,
It's a
I've been
complete
pushing
freestyle.
myself to be the opposite, but I feel like because of the lifestyle always being on schedule, that was like a little itch on the butt. I'm like, what are we doing?
Whatever.
But no, I'm like, you know what? These are vibes and stuff that create legendary things. You know what I'm saying? Where it's just like you're just at the right place at the right time, and that's all the details you need.
And I live by like, if we're in the space, something's gonna happen, you know, and that's all that needs to happen.
Yeah.
It's like we don't know what exactly will come to fruition, but I know when good people get together, good things happen and great things partake. So it's like tomorrow's gonna be fun because there's no set, no nothing. I just run through and free and just like you're gonna get to sing some songs and vibe, and I think we're gonna have a viral moment.
Oh, wow.
I already see it
Yeah,
and feel it, and I'm
guaranteed.
calling it, and it's going to be the atmosphere in there is going to be just insane and different, and I'm excited.
I'm excited
for
too.
you to,
I'm very excited. I was seeing the show from last week, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
And they only get better every week.
Yeah.
Like that was our first show last week, so we're in a different flow this week.
Yeah,
It's gonna be great.
Amazing. So excited.
Another incredible episode of Free Game. Yeah.
With Leah, JENEA. That was great.
Thank you. That was